very good afternoon. So welcome back everyone guys. I am C. Gaurav Chopra from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. And in today's session, we are going to start the next topic of statistics, which is dispersion. Again, dispersion is one of the most important topic from exam point of view. This chapter is small, but it is very scoring chapter. And on an average, 5 to 7 questions come from this chapter. Okay, so let us begin with the chapter. So let's see who all are live now with us. Manish Jain is there, Sindhu, Swatigiri, Shreya Tiwari, Soumya Rajan, Nikita, Mehak Roy, Tamanna, Arpisha, Suchien, Samina, Aryan Kumar, Shri Farhan, Surya Kumari, Ananya Kumari, Dimple, Aisha Su. Okay, so welcome back everyone guys. So now we are starting with dispersion. So now basically what is dispersion? Dispersion means deviation. Dispersion का मतलब है fluctuation or deviation or variation among different observations. तो हमारे पास जितने भी observations available है उसमें कितना variation है, उसमें कितना fluctuation है, that is basically known as dispersion. That is simply known as dispersion. So first of all, let us write some differentiation, like what is the difference. तो वॉइस क्लियर नहीं है, माइक निकाल दूं मैं? ओके, अभी परफेक्ट है. ओके ओके, सो नाउ द पॉइंट इज डिस्पर्शन में क्या होता है. डिस्पर्शन मींस डेविएशन और फ्लक्चुएशन अमंग द डेटा, अमंग द ऑब्जर्वेशंस. तो जितने भी ऑब्जर्वेशन हमारे पास है उसके अंदर हमें क्या कैलकुलेट करना है, वेरिएशन, उसमें डेविएशन कैलकुलेट करना है. सो लेट्स से there is a number 10, there is a number 10. Now other numbers are 12, so there is a deviation of positive 2. If the number is 15, there is a deviation of positive 5. If the number is 8, there is a deviation of negative 2. So whenever we are having different figures, we calculate the deviation, that is the gap between those observations. So it is simply known as dispersion. Let's take a simple example कि कई बार एग्जाम देने के बाद हम एस्टिमेट करते हैं कि हमारे एग्जाम में मार्क्स कितने आने वाले हैं. तो जो भी हमने एस्टिमेशन किया, मार्क्स एग्जैक्टली उतने आए, ऐसे चांसेस कम रहते हैं. हमारे मार्क्स उससे कभी ज्यादा आ जाते हैं तो कभी कम. सो दैट वेरिएशन इज नोन एज डिस्पर्शन. दैट वेरिएशन इज नोन एज डिस्पर्शन. Okay, right. So yes, everybody is now listening the voice. That's great, perfect. So let us write the differentiation between the two measures of dispersion. So there are basically two measures of dispersion. Now what are these two measures of dispersion? One is absolute measure. One is absolute measure and the other one is relative measure. Relative measure. So these are the two measures of dispersion, absolute measure and relative measure. Now what is the absolute measure of dispersion? Absolute means it shows amount of variation, it shows amount of deviation. So we can write here, it shows amount of deviation. Whereas relative measure shows degree of variation. It shows degree of variation. Okay. Absolute measure shows amount of variation, whereas relative measure shows degree of variation. Now, what is the meaning of this amount of deviation? Let's say a person is having a salary of rupees 20,000. A person is earning salary 20,000. Now his salary is getting increased to 25,000. To 25,000. So how much is the salary increased? So we can say that the salary of the person increased by rupees 5,000. The salary of the person increased by rupees 5,000. But in relative measure, the same information we are having, but the presentation is different. So degree of variation means in ratio. We are calculating the data in ratio or in terms of percentage. The same information is there. Salary is getting increased from 20 to 25,000, but we will write here 5,000 upon 20,000 into 100. That is 25%. So salary of the person increased by 25%. So information was same, but the one statement says the salary of the person increased by 5,000. Other statement says salary of the person increased by 25%. So these are the two statements from the same situation. Okay. So this is basically known as absolute measure and relative measure. So there are some more differences. The other difference is whenever we are talking about absolute measure, it is having unit. So there can be any units. It can be rupees, liter, meter, centimeter. Any unit is possible in absolute measure. Whereas in relative measure, it is unit free. Relative measure is unit free. There is no unit involved here. It is completely unit free because it is expressed in terms of ratio or in terms of percentage. So it is completely unit free. Then the next one. Now relative measure is used for comparison. जब भी हमें compare करना है, then we use relative measure. Let's say in the first example हमने उसको compare करके percentage में निकाला. So percentage shows कितना variation हुआ है, हमारी salary hike कितना हुआ है. So using this percentage we can estimate the salary increment is good or not. अगर किसी ने कहा कि salary increased by 5,000, now this increment is good or not, वो किससे पता लगेगा? With the help of percentage. If a person is earning only 10,000 and the salary hike is 5,000 rupees, that means 50% is the salary hike. That is very, very good. But if the person's salary was 2 lakh, the salary of the person was 2 lakh and the hike is by 5,000 rupees only. So in terms of percentage, it is very, very less. That is 2.5%. Okay, so that is why whenever we have to compare, so comparison करते वक्त what we have to use relative measure. Okay, now absolute measure is easy to calculate, whereas relative measure is somewhat difficult. So okay, so while comparing these two, absolute measure is easy to calculate, whereas relative measure is a little bit difficult. Now, what are the things which we are going to discuss in absolute measure? So absolute measure, we will find range, then quartile deviation, mean deviation, and standard deviation. So we will calculate all these four in absolute measure. Whereas in relative measure, we will calculate coefficients. Coefficient of range, coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, and then coefficient of standard deviation. So what is coefficient? Simply in terms of ratio or in terms of percentage. Okay, so that we have to calculate. So any doubt till here, let me know. Because on this topic, many theoretical questions are formed on absolute and relative measure. So any doubt till here, let me know. Otherwise, we will proceed towards the next point, which is range. Okay. So till now, what we have done, what is the meaning of dispersion? Dispersion means deviation. It means fluctuation or variation among different observations. Among different observations. So this is known as dispersion. Now, there is a saying on this topic, on this chapter. That saying is in Hindi. Let me write down that saying for you. I am writing in Hindi, or I will write Hindi in English so that everyone can understand. लेखा जोखा ज्यों का त्यों फिर भी कुनबा डूबा क्यों. Okay. So this is the same. लेखा जोखा ज्यों का त्यों फिर भी कुनबा डूबा क्यों. Now, what is the meaning of this statement? Now, in many books, this saying is written for this chapter. Now, according to this, what is the situation? See, this is a river. This is a river, and here we are having the beach side of the river. This is the beach side, and some people are standing here. Some people are standing here. Now, they have to cross this river. They have to cross this river and go on other side. इनको river cross करके दूसरी side में जाना है. So what they had done, they had calculated the height of river at different points. Like इस point पे height कितनी है, then at this point, so at different points, they calculated the height of the river and then find the average height. And then find the average height. The average height was, let's say, 4 feet. And the height of all these persons was more than 5 feet. The height of all these persons were more than 5 feet. But the average height of river was 4 feet. Now, they have to cross the river. They computed average and they thought that average उनका river का कम है and उनकी height ज़्यादा है. So they started to cross the river. They started to cross the river. थोड़ा आगे गए and they fall down. वो डूब गए. Now उन्होंने सारी मेहनत की, सारी कैलकुलेशन की, फिर भी डूब गए. तो क्या गलती की है उन्होंने जिससे वो लोग डूब गए? एवरेज निकाला, बहुत सारी मेहनत की, बट फिर भी डूब गए. So ऐसा क्या गलती किया उन्होंने? The main problem was they calculated average, they calculated central tendency, but they forgot dispersion. उन्होंने dispersion chapter पढ़ा ही नहीं था. अगर dispersion chapter पढ़ा होता तो वो deviation निकाल पाते कि in middle the height is very much like 20 feet. So अगर 20 feet की height है तो of course वो लोग डूब जाएंगे. So this shows the importance of the chapter. Like dispersion is very much important in our practical life. Okay. So in short, absolute measure shows the amount of deviation, whereas relative shows degree of variation. Now the first topic of the chapter is range. The first topic of the chapter is range. So what is the meaning of range? Okay. Now we have heard this word in our practical life. We have used this word in our practical life. Whenever we go for shopping, let's say we are going to purchase a mobile phone, then the shopkeeper asks us a very simple question: किस range में देखना है? You always ask us, आपको mobile phone किस range में देखना है? Now, after this question, what we answer? We answer like 20 to 25,000. So we always answer two figures, 20 and 25,000. That means more than 20,000, but less than 25,000. Okay, so that is simply known as range. So from that, we can analyze that the range is very easy to calculate. दुनिया का सबसे simple formula है range. So what is that formula? the formula says highest value minus lowest value. The formula for calculation of range is highest minus lowest value. Okay, H minus L we can write. So range is equal to highest value minus lowest value. Okay, so this is the formula for calculation of range. Then comes coefficient of range. Coefficient of range. Now we can calculate range in terms of ratio or in terms of percentage. The formula will be H minus L upon H plus L. Alternatively, we can write H minus L upon H plus L multiplied by 100. So whenever we multiply by 100, the answer will come in terms of percentage. But if we are not multiplying by 100, then answer will come in terms of the ratio. In terms of ratio. Okay. So this is coefficient of range. H minus L upon H plus L. So how to calculate this range? Let us take some examples, some questions. So let's say we are having some data 1, 10, 12, 6, 8, 15. This is the data. Now what we have to do? We have to find out the range. So range is highest value minus lowest value. So what is the highest value in this series? The highest value is 15. And what is the lowest value? The lowest value is 1. So 15 minus 1 gives us 14. So 14 is the range. 14 is the range. Okay. And if we have to calculate coefficient of range, then what will be the answer? H minus L. So 15 minus 1 upon 15 plus 1 and then multiply by 100. So this will come in terms of percentage. So 1400 by 16 and this is in terms of percentage. Okay. So in this way we can calculate range. Let's take one more example. Now this time we are having data 25, then 10, then it is 30, 28, 27, 16, 12 and 24. This is the data. All these are in terms of rupees. All this is in terms of rupees. Now we have to calculate the range. So to calculate range, we have to see which is the highest value. Highest value is rupees 30 and lowest value is rupees 10. Therefore, range will be rupees 20. So in this way, we can calculate range. Okay. Perfect, everyone. And let's calculate coefficient of range. So for coefficient of range, you have to do the calculation and let me know the answer. So for coefficient of range, you have to give the answer. Apply the formula H minus L upon H plus L. Now, if you do not multiply by 100, then answer will come in terms of ratio. So it will give us 0.5. But if you multiply by 100, then the result will be how much? So Manish has given 50%, Priyanka Mane has given 0.5, Dimple 50%, Aisha 50, Aditi 50, Aisha Thansen 50. Yes, so everybody is correct. So answer is 50%. This is the coefficient of range in terms of percentage, and in terms of ratio is required, then it becomes 0.5. So as per the requirement, you have to do the calculation. Okay. Yeah, so everybody has given the answer. Tiwari Radhesham, Shreya Tiwari, then Bhumika Chauhan, Mehik Roy, Sakshi Jha, Pramod, Suchia, Arpisha, and Swati Giri. Break everybody. Now, so range is perfect in case of individual series. Now, let's say this time the series is discrete. Then what will happen? X and F is given. X is 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. Whereas frequency is 18, then 5, 60, then 20, and then 7. Now you have to answer what is the value of range. Now this time you have to find out the value of range. So what is the highest value and what is the lowest value? This time you have to answer. So Ms. Tiwari Radhesham is asking, what does coefficient of range means and what is the use? See, I think you have joined late. We have already discussed coefficient of range is used for comparison. So whenever we have to compare the two things or whenever we have to compare the overall data, then we use coefficient. So it shows overall variation, overall fluctuation among the data because we are considering the lowest value and the highest value. So among these two, what kind of or what percentage is the gap in between the figures? तो जब भी आपको comparison करना है, then we use range. So practically talking about range, this is used in many factories, many industries. Like let's say there is manufacturing company for t-shirts. So they are manufacturing the t-shirt. The t-shirt is having a particular size is there and they have to make the t-shirt like this is the design of t-shirt we have made. Okay, so now if they are designing the L size, then the gap should be fixed. Like let's say this is fixed at like 30 centimeter. Now since 30 centimeter is fixed, it should always be 30. Now they can decide the slight variation. It might be sometimes 31 or 29, but on an average it should be 30. So 29 is the lower limit and 31 is the upper limit. So it becomes the range. So what is the range of this? 31 minus 29, that is 2. So 2 becomes the range. So it shows how much fluctuation we can handle और कितना fluctuation हम bear कर सकते हैं. उससे ज़्यादा fluctuation हुआ, then it will be rejected. Okay. So practically range is used in many manufacturing industries. Now let's see the answers. Aisha has given 50 minus 10, that is 40. Tanmeet Kaur has given 55 as the answer. Then Samina Sheikh says 40. Shreya Tiwari says range will be 10. Then Soumya Rajan says range will be 55. So everyone is having different answers. Now this time, whenever the series is discrete, so we don't have to consider frequency. Frequency is not required or not used for the calculation of range because range says highest value minus Okay. Yes, guys. So there was some technical error. Now, we were discussing about the discrete series. Now, in case of discrete series, we don't have to consider the frequency. Why so? Because the formula for range is simply highest value minus lowest value. सिर्फ इतना ही formula है. Only this is the formula. So we don't have to consider the frequency because frequency means number of times that thing is getting repeated. Let's say if 18 is written in front of 10, it means that number 10 is getting repeated 18 times. Number 10 is getting repeated 18 times. Then number 20 is getting repeated 5 times. So 5 is not a number. So 5 denotes repetitions. So 20 कितनी बार repeat हो रहा है? 5 times. Similarly, number 30 is getting repeated 60 times. So this is the frequency and we don't require frequency here. That is why the range will be 50 minus 10, that is 40. So 40 will be the range. Now we require coefficient of range. Now for coefficient of range, what is the formula? Again the same thing, 50 minus 10 upon 50 plus 10. Multiply by 100. So it will be 40 by 60 into 100. So 66.67%. So this will become coefficient of range. So Anushka Jaiswal has given the answer. Priyanka, Ayesha Thansim, Shri Farag and Manish Jain. Great. So this is range in case of discrete series. Now let's take one question on continuous series. Continuous series. So in case of continuous series, there will be class interval. So class interval is given 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. This is the class interval. Frequency is 12, 18, 26 and then 15. This is the frequency. Now again we have to calculate range. So what will be the range in this question? Now you guys can answer. What is the value of range in this question? So for this range, we have to do highest value minus lowest value. So which is the highest value here? So clearly 50 is the highest value and 10 is the lowest value. 50 is the highest value, 10 becomes the lowest value. So the range will be 50 minus 10, that is 40. So range will be 40. So answer will be same as above. Same as above, that is 40, and then coefficient of range will be again same, that is 66.67%. So figures are same, so answer will be same. Okay. So you are not supposed to calculate the mid value, or we don't have to use the frequencies. Only the lower limit of first class and upper limit of last class is required. Okay. Now let's take one more example based on inclusive series. Now let's say the class interval this time is 11 to 20, then 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. This is the class interval this time, and again we have to calculate the range. So what will be the range this time? So this time we can see that the class interval is inclusive type of interval. That means there is gap in between. There is a gap in between. Like after 20, 21 is written. After 30, 31 is written. After 40, 41 is written. So there is a gap lying between 10 and 11, sorry, 20 and 21. 30 and 31, 40 and 41. So if any number is between these limits, then it will not enter any class into well. So we have to convert inclusive into exclusive. We have to convert this inclusive into exclusive. Now, how to convert? There is a fixed process of conversion, and in this process, what we have to do? We have to simply add 0.5 in upper class limit and subtract 0.5 in lower class limit. So by adding and subtracting, what we can receive, what we can get, if the series will convert it into exclusive series. But the thing is, we do not require all the figures. We require the lowest value and we require the highest value. Therefore, we will convert the lowest and highest values only. So adding 0.5 in 50, we will get 50.5, and subtracting 0.5 from 11, we will get 10.5. Therefore, the range will be 50.5 minus 10.5. So the result will be 40. The result will be 40. And then what is the coefficient of range? Coefficient of range will be accordingly same, h minus L upon h plus L, and then multiply by 100. So this is the answer. All right. This is the final answer. So if you solve this, you will get how much? 40. Then upon you will get 61, and then multiply by 100. Multiply by 100. So everyone has given the answer. So 65.57. 65.57%. This will become the coefficient of range. Okay. Now, if we are having some data and the question is talking about find interquartile range. Interquartile range. So till now what we have understood or what we have read is range. But there is one more topic which is known as interquartile range. Now, what is this interquartile range? So there are two different main terms which are used here. One term is range and second one is quartiles. So how many quartiles are there? How many quartiles are there? So as we have already done in the previous topic, central tendency, there are three quartiles. Because quartile divides and arranges series into 4 equal parts. So there are three quartiles. So out of these three quartiles, we have to find out the range. And range is the difference of highest value and lowest value. So which is the highest quartile? That is the upper quartile, or we can say Q3. Q3 is the highest quartile, whereas Q1 is the lower quartile, or we can say that first quartile. So the formula will be highest value Q3 minus lowest value Q1. This is known as interquartile range. Okay, this is known as interquartile range. If somebody asks, what is semi-interquartile range? What is semi-interquartile range? So for the semi-interquartile range, what we have to do? Semi means half. Semi means half. So it will be Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So just divide by 2, it will become semi-interquartile range. So Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. And this is commonly known as quartile deviation. It is commonly known as quartile deviation. Right? So from range, we can reach to quartile deviation. But quartile deviation will be discussed in detail in our second session of the chapter. In today's session, we will be completing range and mean deviation. So quartile deviation we will be discussing in detail in our next chapter, in our next session. All right. Now let's come towards mean deviation. So till now, let's see if any doubts are there. So Gaurav as well is asking about range for open and class interval. See, for open and class interval, you always have to fix the interval. You have to fix the limit. What is the upper value and what is the lower value? So at that place, you have to do the estimations. Let's say the series is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and then it is written 50 and above. Now, if you have to calculate the range, then you require upper limit. Now, since upper limit is not defined, so you have to take the assumption. You have to take the assumption like all the classes are having same gap of 10. So therefore, 50 and above will be 50 to 60. This you have to assume. And after that, range will be 60 minus 10, that is 50. Okay. So this was asked by Gaurav Beswal. Then Aisha is asking, it's obvious that Q3 minus Q1 is Q2. Is it correct or not? See, whenever you are talking about Q1, Q2 and Q3, and if you are subtracting Q3 minus Q1, the result is Q2 or not. So this is not the case because these two are positional values that they are depending on the position. We are not seeing that value is bigger or smaller, how big is the value or how small is the value. All these are positional values. So that is why we cannot say that Q3 minus Q1 will give us Q2. That is totally incorrect. Okay, that will be totally incorrect. Okay, so Manish says all clear, crystal clear. Samina says all clear. Then, okay, so let's see some questions from module also. So here we are having the page number 14.32, 14.32, example number 14.2.1 is there. So in this example, we can see that following are the wages of 8 workers. Wages of 8 workers expressed in rupees. So find the range and its coefficient. Range and its coefficient. So what will be the range? Highest value and lowest value. You can see the highest value is 96. Lowest value is how much? 50. Therefore, the range will be 96 minus 50, that is 46 rupees. So you have to write the unit while talking about range. But when we are talking about coefficient of range, rupees will not be used because it is multiplied by 100. So it is in terms of percentage. If you don't multiply by 100, it will be in terms of a ratio. Okay. Then Aisha Sood says crystal clear. Swami Rajan clear. Aisha Khansim understood. Clear. Great. Now, Anushka is asking in module question answer of coefficient of range is not given in percentage. See, this is given in percentage, Anushka. You can see from here, the first example only gives in terms of percentage. And also, whenever you solve the question, you always have the options. You always have the options. So you can see options are in terms of percentage or in terms of ratio. Accordingly, you have to solve. If options are more than one, then of course they are in terms of percentage. So then you have to also calculate in terms of percentage and then select the correct option. All right. Now, in second example, again you have to calculate the range, but here the interval is inclusive. So don't have to convert everything, only convert the smallest value and the highest value. So the smallest value will be 49.5 and highest value will be 74.5. Range is the difference of these two, that is 25 kilograms. And similarly, you can calculate the coefficient of range. So h minus L upon h plus L and then multiply by 100. So you will get the answer as 20.16. This is the coefficient of range. All right, everybody. Bhumika says writing unit is compulsory. See, absolute is always having the unit, and option will also give you the unit. So therefore, you have to only pick the answer. Okay, but in case of subjective pattern, like say in your BCom exams, always you have to write the unit. So before moving forward, let's solve one more thing. This is the example number 3. Now, before moving this on example number 3, let us understand this with a different example. Now you are having a series 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30, and then 30. This is the given series. Now, as per this series, what is the range? As per this given series, what is the range? So range will be highest value minus lowest value. Highest value is 30, lowest value is 10. So range is 20. Perfect. Now, what will happen if we increase all the observations by 10? अगर हमने सारे ऑब्जर्वेशन को 10 से इंक्रीज कर दिया, then what will be the effect on range? The range will remain same or range will also increase by 10? This you have to answer. So my question is, if we increase all observations by 10, so the new observations will be 10 plus 10, 20. 15 plus 10 becomes 25, then 30, 35, and then 40. This will become the new series. So what will be the new range? The new range will be highest value is 40 and lowest value is 20. Therefore, again, the range will be same, that is 20. That is 20. So let's see who have given the answer. Great. So Soumya Rajan, Samina Sheikh, Aryan Kumar, Dimple, Anushka, Devendra, everybody has given 20 as the answer. Bhumika again, Anushka says no effect, Samina says remain same, Aryan remains same, Aditya remains same. Okay, so everybody is saying there will be no effect. There will be no effect. But Dimple says increase by 10, Manish said increase by 10. The correct answer will be there will be no change in range. Range will remain same. Range will remain same. So whenever we increase a particular number, whenever we increase the series by a particular number, there will be no effect on range. So this is known as change of origin. So whenever we add or subtract, it is known as change of origin. Change of origin. And if we multiply and divide, it is known as change of scale. So change of origin has no impact on range. Change of origin has no impact on range. Range पे उसका कोई असर नहीं होता है. Now what will happen if we decrease by 10? Again, the range will remain the same. So whether you increase the number or you decrease the number, you add or you subtract, range will remain same. But if we multiply the whole series by 2, let's check this time. Multiply the series by 2. So this is basically change of scale. This is basically change of scale. So let us multiply and see. 10 multiplied by 2 becomes 20. 15 into 2 becomes 30. Then 40, 50, and 60. So we have multiplied all the observations by 2. So what will be range now? Range will be highest value minus lowest value. So 60 minus 20, that is 40. Now this time range has changed. इस बार हमने सारे ऑब्जर्वेशन को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो रेंज भी 2 से मल्टीप्लाई हो गया. That means it is affected due to change of scale. So range gets affected due to change of scale, but not due to change of origin. Okay. So this you have to be very careful. So जब भी कहा जाए कि उस पे इफेक्ट होगा या नहीं, you have to remember change of origin has no impact, but change of scale will impact. Okay. Now the same thing we can write in terms of equation. The same thing we can write in terms of equation. So how to write? Let us understand this. So let's say the series was here 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30. Now the first was we have increased by 10, plus 10 we had done, and let us denote it with y. So it becomes 20, then 25, 30, 35, and 40. So for making y, what we have done, we have added 10 into x. We have added 10 into x, so it becomes y. So 10 plus 10 is 20, 15 plus 10 is 25, 20 plus 30, 20 plus 10 is 30, and so on. So for this, we have formed an equation y is equal to x plus 10. So such equation will be given in the question. Okay, such equation will be given in the question, and you have to answer from this equation. So from this equation, we clearly know that this plus 10 will have no impact. This will have no impact. So y is equal to x. So since y is equal to x, so range will remain same. That is, range will be 20 for both. But when we multiplied with 2, then what has happened? The 10 multiplied by 2 has become 20, then 30, 40, 50, and 60. So what is the equation this time? Y is equal to 2 multiplied by x. We have multiplied with x, but no addition and subtraction was there. So in this case, what is the ratio? Y is 2 times of x. So if range of x is 20, then what will be range of y? It will be simply 2 into 20, that is 40. 2 into 20, that is 40. So from here, we can make a general solution that y is equal to a plus bx. This is a standard form of equation. This is a standard form. Plus a denotes change of origin, and b denotes change of scale. A denotes change of origin, B denotes change of scale. So whenever we have to calculate the range of y, then we know that A will have no impact on range. So we will not use A. But B will give the impact. So we will write mod of B multiplied by range of x. Mod of b multiplied by range of x. So this will become the standard formula. Now let me write one equation. Y is equal to 20 plus 3x. Range of x is 5. Then what will be the range of y? You have to calculate this. So we know that 20 will have no impact, but 3 will have the impact. Therefore, range of y will be mod of b into range of x. And what is mod b? It is 3 multiplied by range of x is 5. The result will be 15. Range of y will be 15. So in this way we can answer. Now the same question again I am asking to you, you have to answer. Y is equal to minus 15 plus 4x. This is the equation. Range of x is 10. What will be range of y? What will be the range of y? This you have to answer. Come on everybody, I'm waiting for your answers. Equation is given, range of x is given, and you have to find the range of y. Manish has given the answer 40, Aryan says 40, Samina, Pramod, Swatigiri, Aditya, Aisha. Everyone has given 40. Yes, so 40 is the perfect answer. So range of y will be mod of b is 4 multiplied by 10. It becomes 40. Now let me take one more example. 2x plus 4y is equal to 20. Range of x is 12. What will be the range of y? Now there is one problem this time. The equation is not arranged. The equation is not arranged, so we have to arrange the equation first. So the format of arranging is same. Y is equal to a plus bx. So in this format we can arrange. So it will become 4y is equal to 20 minus 2x. Now 4 will go on other side. So it will become y is equal to 20 by 4 minus 2 by 4x. 2 by 4x. So what is mod b here? It is minus 2 by 4. Minus 2 by 4. But we have to use mod b. No signs are used. No sign will be used. So range of y will be 2 by 4 into 12. Result will be 6. This is range of y. Okay. So Aditya, Dimple, Mehak, Anushka, Mujahid Khan, Aisha, Thansi, Aryan Kumar, everyone has given the answer. Great. Now you can answer that question also. Example number 14.2.3. If the relationship between x and y is given by 2x plus 3y equal to 10 and the range of x is 15. Range of x is 15. What would be the range of y? So you have to find out the range of y. Now, in order to calculate the range of y, what we have to do? Again, arrange the equation in the format. So let us arrange the equation. 3y is equal to 10 minus 2x. So y will be 10 by 3 minus 2 by 3 of x. 2 by 3 of x. So from here we will select 2 by 3. So range of y will be 2 by 3 multiplied by 15. So the result will be 10 rupees. 10 rupees. Okay. So till here I think you guys have understood. So this was basically range. So range is simply based on two observations. Range is based on two observations. And those two observations are the highest value and the lowest value. So only the two values. Now, if the question says, does extreme value affects range or not? क्या extreme value का effect range पे आता है या नहीं आता? If this is the question, then what will be the answer? True or false? The answer will be yes. The extreme values affect the range because range is the difference of extreme values only. तो extreme value हम किसे कहते हैं? Extreme value means the highest value and the lowest value. तो extreme value का 100% इफेक्ट आता है किस पे? रेंज पे, बिकॉज रेंज निकलता है किससे है, बनता है किससे है? हाईएस्ट एंड लोवेस्ट वैल्यू से. ओके, great. So everybody has understood till here. Now we are moving towards mean deviation. Now mean deviation is a better measure of dispersion as compared to range. Because in mean deviation, we are using all the observation. In range, we are using only two observation, the lowest and highest. Whereas in mean deviation, we will be using all the observation. So it is a better measure of dispersion as compared to range, and it is based on all the observation. Now for calculation of mean deviation, what is the formula? The formula is very easy. So we can write here formula for mean deviation. So mean deviation is equal to summation, that is sigma mod x minus central value upon n sigma mod x minus central value upon n. So this is mean deviation in case of individual series. We can write here individual series. Okay. So what is the central value? This central value can be mean, that is x bar, or it can be median, or it can be mode. So central value means it is mean, median, or mode. So if we have to take mean deviation from mean, then we can write mean deviation and then x bar. Mean deviation from mean. The formula will be sigma mod x minus x bar upon n. This will become the formula. If it is mean deviation from median, then the formula will be sigma mod x minus m upon n. And if it is mean deviation from mode, then we will write sigma mod x minus z upon n. So these are the formula for calculation of mean deviation. Okay. So let us remove all other things from here. So these are the formula for mean deviation in case of individual series. Okay. Now there is one symbol for mean deviation. So mean deviation is denoted by the symbol delta. This is the symbol delta. We can write here the name delta. So how we will calculate the mean deviation in individual series? So let us try that. So here we are writing a series 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 20. Now we have to calculate mean deviation from mean. So we will write the formula mean deviation from mean. What is the formula? Sigma mod x minus x bar upon n. So for this, we have to calculate arithmetic mean first. So for arithmetic mean, let us do the totals. The total will be 40 here, and x bar will be 40 divided by 5, that is 8. So 8 becomes the arithmetic mean. 8 becomes the arithmetic mean. Now what we have to do? Calculate mod x minus x bar. So we have to take deviation from 8 and then use the modulus sign. So 2 minus 8. It is minus 6, but we have to write 6 because it is modulus. Then 4 minus 8 will be 4. 6 minus 8 will be 2. 8 minus 8 will be 0. And 20 minus 8 will be 12. So what is the total? The total is 24. Total is 24. Now we can apply the formula and get the result. So it will be 24 divided by n. N is 5. Result will be 4.8. This is arithmetic. This is mean deviation from arithmetic mean. Mean deviation from mean. Okay. So everyone understood till here? Let me know first. Mean deviation from mean. Yes, Aisha Thansiv has understood. Dimple has understood. Great. Now, in the same question, if we have to calculate mean deviation from median, so delta m, the formula will be sigma mod x minus m upon n. So this will become the formula. This will become the formula. So this time we have to calculate median from the series. So for calculating the median, the series must be arranged. So we know that the series is already arranged here. This is the first value, second value, third, fourth, and then fifth value. So in total, 5 values are there. So what will be the rank? N plus 1 by 2. So 5 plus 1 by 2, that is third rank. So third rank, it is 6. The value at third place is 6. Therefore, the median is 6. Median will be 6. Now we can take deviation from 6. Mod x minus m. So we can take deviation from median. So and median is 6. So 2 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 6 become 2, 0, 2, and then 14. So what will be the total this time? Total will be 22. Total will be 22. Now let us apply the values. 22 upon 5. The result will be 4.4. This is mean deviation from median. This is simply mean deviation from median. Okay, guys. Now let's see some questions from the examples. Yes, the fourth one. What is the mean deviation about mean for the following numbers? Mean deviation about mean for the following numbers. So the numbers are given. So for these numbers are x, and then we have to find out mod x minus x bar. mod x minus x bar. So what is x bar? X bar is 9. Then we can take deviation from 9. It is 4, 1, 1, 1, 3, 0. All these deviations we have taken. And after the deviations, we have to add them. The total will be 10. The total is 10. Now, what we can do? 10 divided by number of observations. So, number of observations are how many? 6. So, mean deviation from mean will be 10 upon 6. So, it will be 1.67. 1.67. Okay, so what was the first step? The first step was to calculate the mean. So we have added all the observation divided by total number of observations. So it is 9. After that, we have to take the deviation. So x minus 9 we have to do. The total is 10. And by applying this, we are getting 1.67 as the mean deviation. Okay. Then Aditi is saying it is 1.66. See, when it is 1.666, that is, it becomes dash dash dash. So you have to round off into 2 digits. So after rounding off, it will become 1.67. Okay. Now, fifth example. This time you have to solve using median. So mean deviation about median, and also the corresponding coefficient of the following profits of a firm during a week. So this time the data is given, you have to arrange and then find out the median first. So let us arrange them in a sequence. So we have arranged them in the sequence. So there are 7 numbers. So for calculation of rank, rank will be 7 plus 1 by 2. That is fourth rank. So what is the value at fourth rank? At fourth rank, the value is 70. So therefore, 70 will become the median. 70 is the median. 70 becomes the median. Now, we have to take the deviation. So mod x minus 70 we have to do. So 52 minus 70, it is 18. Minus 70 is 14. Then 2, 0, 5, 10, and then 12. So all these deviations we have to take. So after the deviation, find the total of these deviations. So it will be sigma mod x minus median upon n. So it will become 61 upon 7. 61 upon 7. So 61 upon 7 is how much? 8.714. And all these figures are in thousand of rupees. All these figures are in thousand of rupees. So you can multiply with 1000. So the result will be 8714.28. So in this way, we can calculate mean deviation from median. Okay. Now, before moving forward, let's take a small break of 5 minutes and then we will be continuing. So, 5 minutes break. So welcome back, guys. Now we have to see the formula for coefficient of mean deviation. So how do we calculate the coefficient of mean deviation? So let us write the formula for coefficient. So coefficient of mean deviation. So it says mean deviation upon central value multiplied by 100. Mean deviation upon central value multiplied by 100. So if it is coefficient of mean deviation from mean, then the formula will be mean deviation from mean upon central value is x bar multiplied by 100. Multiplied by 100. If it is coefficient of mean deviation from median, then it will be mean deviation from median upon median and then multiplied by 100. And if it is coefficient of mean deviation from mode, then we will write mean deviation from mode upon mode multiplied by 100. So this is the formula for coefficient. The formula is very easy. It is common for all type of series, whether it is individual, discrete or continuous. Formula for coefficient will remain same. Okay, it will remain the same for all. So let's say in the above example which we had discussed here, the mean deviation was 4.8 and mean was 8. So here if we have to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation, then we can apply here. Mean deviation is 4.8 upon mean is 8 multiplied by 100. It becomes 60%. Coefficient of mean deviation becomes 60%. And second was about median. So mean deviation from median, it was 4.4 and median we have calculated as median was 6. 6 was the median. So you can do the calculation here. 4.4 upon 6 multiplied by 100. You get the answer here. Okay. So in this way, we can calculate the coefficients of mean deviation. All right. Now comes discrete and continuous series. So in case of discrete and continuous series, we have to insert frequency in the formula. The formula will change a bit. The formula will become mean deviation is equal to sigma f mod x minus x bar upon n. This becomes mean deviation from mean. And in denominator, we will write sigma f. You can write capital N or sigma f, both are same. So capital N also means sum of the frequencies. So mean deviation is sigma f mod x minus x bar divided by sigma f. If it is from median, then you can replace x bar with median. If it is mode, you can replace with z. Okay, the formula is common for all, whether the series is discrete or it is continuous. Okay, so let's try this one. Sixth example: compute the mean deviation about arithmetic mean for the following data. So series x is given. So x and then f is given. X is the variable, f is the frequency. Find out the coefficient of mean deviation about arithmetic mean. So it is clear we have to use arithmetic mean. Now the first step, we have to be very careful while calculating arithmetic mean, because the formula for arithmetic mean will be sigma fx upon sigma f. But many times, many students use sigma x upon n. Sigma x upon n is for individual series, not for discrete. You have to do sigma fx upon sigma f. So do not forget to use this formula. So you can calculate here fx. 1 into 5 will be 5, then 24, 45, 14, and then 9. So this will give you how much? 50, 74, 74 plus 23. It will be giving you 97. Divided by the total observation, that is 25. So 97 upon 25 will give you 3.88. So x bar is 97 upon 25. So it will give you 3.88. This is sigma, and this is x bar, arithmetic mean. Now the next step is what? Modulus x minus x bar. So you can do here mod of x minus 3.88. So x is 1 minus 3.88, you will get 2.88. Then 3 minus 3.88, you will get 0.88. Then 5 minus 3.88, you will get 1.12, 3.12, and 5.12. So in this way, you will get all the deviations. So after these deviations, after getting all these deviations, what we have to do? Multiply with the frequency. Multiply with the frequency. That means we have to multiply the column number 2 and column number 3. So multiply these two and we will get f into mod x minus x bar. So multiply 5 into 2.88, 8 into 0.88, 9 into 1.12, and so on. You will get the total 42.88. So 42.88 becomes your total. So according to this formula, we will write 42.88 upon sigma f. Sigma f is how much? 25. So the result will be 1.72. This is mean deviation from mean. Mean deviation from mean. Then it is coefficient of mean deviation from mean. Coefficient of mean deviation from mean. So what is the mean deviation? Mean deviation is 1.72 divided by mean. Mean is how much? 3.88. Then multiply by 100. You will get the answer as 44.33. 44.33 becomes the answer. All right. So in this way, you can calculate mean deviation in discrete series. Now let's take one question on median also. Compute the coefficient of mean deviation about median for the following distribution. So first of all, we have to calculate the median. So for median, what is the first step? First step is find the cumulative frequency. So we can arrange here. The class interval is there, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Then is the frequency 8, 12, 20, and then 10. Next step is CF. 8 plus 12 is 20, plus 20 is 40, plus 10 is 50. This is cumulative frequency. All right. Now the next step is find out the rank of median. So rank of median will be n upon 2. That is 50 by 2. It is 25, and 25 will come in this interval. So 60 to 70 is the interval. So the lower limit will be 60, I will be 10, 20 will become the frequency, then this 20 will become C. Okay, so all these are there. Now you can use the formula for median, L plus n by 2 minus C upon F into I. This was the formula for median. So 60 plus rank was 25 minus 20 upon 20 into I is 10. So 0 and 0 will got cancelled. So what is the result? 62.5. 62.5 will become the median. Okay. So now, after getting the median, what is the next step? Next step is to find the deviation from median. Okay. Next step is to find the deviation from median. So any doubt till here? Let me know. Let me open once again. Yes. So any doubt till here in the question? Akshata says no doubt. Great. So we have computed 62.5. 62.5 kilograms is the median. Now the next step is to take the deviation from median. So for taking the deviation, we require x. So therefore, we will find the mid value here. So mid value is computed. So 40 to 50, mid value will be 45, then 55, 65, and 75. So we have to take deviations from the mid value. So mod x minus median. X minus median. That means we are doing x minus 62.5. So we are getting 17.5, 7.5, 2.5, and then 12.5. All these are the deviations. Now, according to the formula, it will be sigma f mod x minus median upon sigma f. So we have to multiply these two. That is frequency multiplied with this deviation. So 3 multiplied by 4. These two columns we have to multiply to get the result, to get the total. So 140, 90, 50, and then 125. Total is 405. 405 divided by sigma f. Sigma f is how much? 50. Sigma f is 50. So therefore we can divide and get the result. 8.10 is the answer. So 8.10 is mean deviation from median. Now, if you have to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation, then we can divide. So 8.1 divided by 62.5 into 100. So 12.96 becomes the coefficient. 12.96 is the coefficient of mean deviation. All right. Now the next pattern is the equation is given, mean deviation of x is given, and then we have to find mean deviation of y. Now this is exactly same what we have done for range. So in range there was one format y is equal to a plus bx. The same format is here also. Then if we have to calculate mean deviation of y, then the formula will be mod of b multiplied by mean deviation of x. The same thing applies here also. So let us write the equation. 4x plus 3y plus 11 is equal to 0. Now we have to arrange according to this format. So 3y is equal to minus 11 minus 4x. So y will be minus 11 by 3 and minus 4 by 3x. So what we have to use, the mod of b we have to use. Ignore the sign. So we have to use 4 upon 3. 4 upon 3 multiply by mean deviation of x. So what is mean deviation of x? It is given in the question 5.4. So we can multiply with 5.4. Answer is 7.20. This is mean deviation of y. Okay. It is mean deviation of y. So this is also clear. Now there is one doubt from Mr. Narendra Sonani. He says mod x minus m batao please. Okay. See, यहाँ पे in this column number 4 he is talking about. So let us discuss. It is basically the difference of mod x minus median. Now what is the value of median? The value of median हमने जो calculate किया है, it is 62.5. So what we have to do here, we have to subtract 45. This is x minus median 62.5 in modulus. You are getting 17.5. This is the first figure. Similarly, next you are having 55 minus 62.5. You will get 7.5. Then 65 minus 62.5, you will get 2.5. And at last, 75 minus 62.5, this will give you 12.5. So these are the 4 figures. So in this way, you have to take the deviation. Okay. Nikita says crystal clear, sir. Great. So we have done mean deviation from here. Now let's take some back questions also. Standard deviation will be covered in the next session. Now we have to take back questions. Let's select some random question on those topics which we have done. Second one, dispersion measures the scatterness of set of observation or the concentration of set of observation. So what is the meaning of scatterness? Scatter means deviations, fluctuations or the variation. तो जितना भी डेटा जो स्कैटर हुआ है उसी को ही हम क्या बोलते हैं, डिस्पर्शन. So option number A is correct. Whereas concentration means a central value, a positional value which is average. So option number B will be wrong. Correct is option number A. Okay. Now the next one, third. When it comes to comparing two or more distribution, we consider. So we have already done for comparison. What we have to use? We have to use relative measure of dispersion. That is option number B. Then fourth one, which one is easier to compute? इसको calculate करना easy है. So we already know it is easy to calculate absolute measure of dispersion. Option number B. Option number B. Then 5. Which one is absolute measure of dispersion? So we are having range, mean deviation, standard deviation. So all these are the part of absolute measure. Therefore, the answer will be option number D, all of these. All these measures. 6. Which measure of dispersion is most useful? This we will be doing in our next session. But out of these 4 measures of dispersion, the standard deviation is the best measure of dispersion. So it is most useful. That is option number A. But this we will be discussing in detail in our next session. 7. Which measure of dispersion is not affected by extreme observations? Again, this will be covered in the next session. 8. Which measure of dispersion is based on absolute deviations only? Now, what is the meaning of this term absolute deviation? This absolute deviation means when we are using modulus. That is modulus. So just now we have done about x minus median and then modulus. So this modulus is used only in the formula for mean deviation. Modulus is not used in range, not quartile deviation, not standard deviation, only for mean deviation. So option number B is correct. Okay. Then 17th one, the range of the following series is. You have to find out the range. So which is the highest value? 20 is the highest value and 9 is the lowest value. So 20 minus 9, it becomes 11. So option number D is correct. Then you have to do this one. Set B, question number 1. Set B, question number 1. What is coefficient of range for the following wages of 8 workers? So wages of 8 workers is given and you have to find coefficient of range. So which of the option will be correct? Be careful while answering this question. Come on, everybody. You will answer this. It's very simple. Coefficient of range. So highest and lowest value you have to select first and then calculate the coefficient of range. So Ms. Tiwari Radhashyam has given answer option B. Aditi is saying D. Then Aditya says rupees 20. Okay, so here you have to be careful. There are two 20s in the option. There are two 20s in the option. One is having rupees 20 and other is only 20. So which will be correct? So as we know, coefficient of range means whenever we are using coefficients, it is a relative measure. So it is unit free. No units are required. So option number B will be wrong. Correct is option number D. D will be your correct option. All right. Now let's calculate the third one. Third one, coefficient of range you have to find out. Frequency is also given. So we know that for this coefficient of range, we require highest and lowest to arrange the values. The highest value is 59.5. Lowest value will be 9.5. And then coefficient is required to H plus L will come in denominator. And at last multiply by 100. Multiply by 100. So in this way, you will get your answer. The correct answer will be option number C, that is 72.46. Okay, so x minus L upon x plus L multiplied by 100. So this is your final answer. Then the fourth one. If the range of x is 2, what would be the range of minus 3x plus 50? The range of x is 2, then find out the range of minus 3x plus 50. So we can write this as y equal to minus 3x plus 50. So this is the equation. Now to calculate the range of y, the formula is mod of b. So we will write 3 multiply by range of x, which is 2. So 3 into 2 becomes 6. Option number B. Okay. Then fifth one, the same we have covered in from the examples. The answer was 1.44. This we have done. Now let's do this seventh one. The coefficient of mean deviation about mean for first 9 natural numbers. This we have to do now. Coefficient of mean deviation about mean for first 9 natural numbers. So what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are those which starts from 1, like 1, 2, 3, and so on up to n numbers. So here there are 9 natural numbers and we have to find mean deviation from mean. So let's write that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we require mean deviation from mean. So mod x minus x bar. So what is x bar? So in case of natural number, the formula for calculation of mean is very simple. N plus 1 by 2. You will get the mean. So 9 plus 1 by 2, that is 5. So 5 is your arithmetic mean. 5 is your arithmetic mean. Now you can take the deviation from 5. So 1 minus 5 is 4. 2 minus 5 is 3. 3 minus 5 is 2. 1. Then 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now after all these, what we have to do? We have to make the total. The total is 10. Total is 10. Now the next step, mean deviation from mean will be 10 divided by 10 and then divided by, so this total is 20, not 10. The total will be 20. So 20 divided by 9, because number of observations are 9. So this is basically mean deviation 20 by 9. If in case you want to calculate in decimal, you can write 2.22. Second thing is coefficient of mean deviation you require. Then for coefficient of mean deviation, the formula will be mean deviation upon mean. Mean deviation upon mean. So what is mean? 5 multiplied by 100. So let us cancel this. 5, it is 20. So the final result will be 100 upon 9. 400 upon 9. This is coefficient of mean deviation. This is coefficient of mean deviation. So the correct answer is option number C. So in this way you can calculate coefficient of mean deviation for natural numbers. Okay, now the next one, eighth one. So if anyone is having doubt in this concept, so please understand once again this concept very thoroughly. I am again explaining you in detail. The relationship between x and y is given by 5y minus 3x equal to 10. So this is the equation. 5y minus 3x is equal to 10. Mean deviation about mean for x is 12. And we have to find mean deviation of y. So first of all, arrange the equation. 5y is equal to 10 plus 3x. So y will be 10 by 5 plus 3 by 5x. 3 by 5x. Now, in order to calculate mean deviation of y, we will be doing mod of b and then multiply by mean deviation of x. So it is 12. So what will be the result? 36 upon 5, that is 7.2. So 7.20 will be the final answer. That is option number A. Option number A. Okay. So Swati Giri has given the answer 7.20. Perfect. Now, two questions are left. Let's complete these two questions. And after that, we will be covering the remaining chapter in our next session. So last two questions for today are 9 and 10. Question number 9 and then question number 10. So understand the question number 9 very carefully. It's very important questions and one of the questions which came in your exams also. If two variables x and y are related by 2x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. This is the given equation. Mean and mean deviation about mean of x are 1 and 0.3. So mean is 1. Mean is 1. And mean deviation is 0.3. This is for x. You have to find out coefficient of mean deviation of y about mean. So what is the requirement? Coefficient of mean deviation about y. So let's calculate this. So now, what is the requirement? First of all, you have to arrange the equation. So 2x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. So accordingly, the equation will be y equal to 7 minus 2x upon 3. So y equal to 7 by 3 and minus 2 by 3x. So this is the equation after arrangement. Then we have to calculate coefficient of mean deviation of y. This is the requirement. So what is the formula for coefficient of mean deviation? It will be mean deviation upon mean of y, that is y bar, and then multiply by 100. So what is mean deviation of y? We don't know. Question has not given. What is mean of y? That also we don't know. So both these two figures are missing. So we have to find these two missing figures first. So how to calculate these missing figures? So we are given mean deviation of x is 0.3 and mean of x is 1. So in order to calculate mean deviation of y, you can use the formula mod of b into mean deviation of x. So what is mod b? It is 2 by 3 into mean deviation of x is 0.3. So you are getting 0.2. So mean deviation we have calculated as 0.2, but still we are not having y bar. So how to calculate y bar? So this we have done in our previous chapter, measures of central tendency. If x bar is given and we have to calculate y bar, simply substitute the value of x and you will get the value of y. So let's do this here. So we can write 2 into x is 1 plus 3 of y minus 7 equal to 0. So it will be 3y is equal to 5 and y will be 5 upon 3. So we can write in the denominator 5 upon 3 and then multiply by 100. On simplifying, we are getting 0.2 into 3 by 5 multiplied by 100. So what is the final result which we are getting? It is 12. So mean deviation of coefficient of mean deviation of y is therefore 12. So in this question, first of all, we have calculated mean deviation of y, then we have computed mean of y, and at last, after dividing them, we have calculated coefficient of mean deviation of y. Okay, so these are the steps. Any doubt in this question? This question was a bit tricky questions. So sometimes its questions come in exams. Now the last one for today, the mean deviation about mode for the numbers is. Now this time we have to calculate mean deviation about mode. Mean deviation about mode. So what is mode? Mode means highest repetitive number. एक ऐसा नंबर जो सबसे ज्यादा रिपीट होता है, that is known as mode. So in the given series, what is the mode? So clearly we can see that there is only one repetition, that is 8 by 12. So 8 by 12 becomes mode. 8 by 12 becomes mode. So let's do the calculation. Let's make some space here. So x is there 4 by 11, 6 by 11, 8 by 11, 9 by 11, 12 by 11, and at last again 8 by 11. So we have to find mean deviation from mode. So it is mod x minus z, and z is 8 by 11. Find the difference. So 4 by 11 minus 8 by 11, we are getting 4 by 11. Then 6 by 11 minus 8 by 11 is 2 by 11. Then 0. Then we are getting 1 by 11. Then next is 4 by 11. And at last it is 0. So what is the total? The total is 11 by 11, which is 1. It is 1. Now, applying the formula, mean deviation about mode. The total is 1 sigma mod x minus z upon n. The total is 1 divided by n. Number of observations are 6. Therefore, it will be 1 upon 6. Option number A. Option number A. Dimple has also given the answer. Option number A, 1 upon 6. So in this way, you can easily calculate mean deviation about mode. So finally, we have completed the two topics today. One is range and other is quartile, other is mean deviation. In the next session, we will be completing the remaining 2 points, that is quartile deviation and then standard deviation. Okay. So I hope you have understood the today's session, today's concept very well. And now it's time for your revision. So you can revise all these topics which we have done today. So you can try all these questions once again. And then we will be meeting in our next session, which is on 31st of January. Okay, so till then, bye everyone. Take care and see you in the next session.